Volkswagen calls the 2019 Golf SportWagen the sportier utility vehicle, and it's hard to argue. SUVs and crossovers are all the rage right now, but they lack refinement on the road. And yeah, there are some SUVs with decent handling, but they're a rarity. This Volkswagen, on the other hand, has great driving dynamics and SUV-like cargo space. The Golf SportWagen is the unassuming car that seemingly does it all. And today we're going to look at which trim CarGurus recommends. So let's get into it. When I say the car is unassuming, I'm not joking. The 2019 Volkswagen Golf SportWagen is a refreshingly plain car. That's not to say it's cheap or Spartan, far from it actually. The SportWagen is incredibly refined and even upscale at times, and yet it also delivers the basics incredibly well. Trims for the SportWagen are S and SE. Now last year there was an SEL trim, but Volkswagen's keeping things pretty simple for this year. That might be because Volkswagen is likely going to phase out the Golf SportWagen in 2020. And that's a shame. At 66 cubic feet, it has more cargo space than a handful of small SUVs. It also has standard roof rails that you can actually tie stuff to. They're not the kind that serve only as mounting points for an expensive roof rack system, but real, usable roof rails. The base S trim also comes standard with a 6.5-inch touchscreen infotainment system and one USB port. And this is a great little system. Like many things in this car, it's simple, but it's straightforward and well executed. In addition to the crisp graphics and logical menu layouts, it has real buttons and dials. It also runs Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, meaning you don't need to spend extra on a navigation system. Heated seats, 16-inch alloy wheels, and Bluetooth connectivity round out the base S trim. And hey, look at this, one-touch up-down power windows, all around. Take note, automakers, this is called not skimping on the small things. The S covers the bases incredibly well, and it starts at just $21,895. But you do get a couple cases of you get what you pay for. The first are these seats, which have power recline, but manual everything else. I would have expected they'd be all manual or all power. Then there's the lack of tinted side and rear windows, which pretty much advertises any valuables in the back to prying eyes. You can get a privacy roller, but if you're moving any large items, they'll be pretty exposed. Move up to the SE trim, and Volkswagen adds remote keyless entry with push-button start, leatherette seating, an additional power outlet for the rear cargo area, and the larger 8-inch touchscreen infotainment system. Now these are all great features, but the SE trim costs $8,000 more than the base S trim, and that's just too much for CarGurus to recommend it. Front-wheel drive S and SE trims come with a new base engine. It's a 1.4-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine that makes just 147 horsepower. Now I've driven this engine in the new Volkswagen Jetta, and it's just fine. It sends power to the front wheels through either a 6-speed manual or 6-speed automatic transmission. But the S trim is also available with 4-motion all-wheel drive. This is the powertrain CarGurus recommends because Volkswagen pairs it with the larger 1.8-liter turbocharged engine, which makes 168 horsepower and 199 pound-feet of torque. You can get it with Volkswagen's DSG gearbox or a 6-speed manual. Think about that. You can get a wagon with a stick and all-wheel drive, and it comes with only the more powerful engine. As CarNuts would put it, this car is a unicorn. The manual adds to this car's throwback personality, but the driving experience is not old school, it's refined. Light but precise is the name of the game. From the very forgiving clutch to the light but accurate steering. You don't have to work hard to make the SportWagen do what you want, and yet the car feels completely connected to the road. Entering and exiting corners is a complete joy with this car. This is a level of refinement that's just not available in many SUVs. The effortless clutch pedal and steering will ease the pain of driving a manual in traffic, and the SportWagen proves a car doesn't need to have a harsh ride to deliver high performance. More shoppers might buy manuals if they were all this easy to shift properly. Fuel economy in our unicorn is 22 miles per gallon city, 31 highway, 25 combined. In a week of combined city and highway driving, I found an average of 24.3 miles per gallon. The most efficient version of the SportWagen is the 1.4T with the manual, returning 29 miles per gallon city, 37 highway, 32 combined. Our test model came with the optional driver assistance package, which adds blind spot monitoring, rear cross traffic alert, and forward collision avoidance with pedestrian detection. The S4 Motion that we drove starts at $24,395, and while I've been getting on automakers for making you pay extra for driver assistance features, $450 isn't that bad. Still, Toyota makes its driver assistance suite standard on the base Corolla. Those driver assistance features come standard on the SE trim, but it costs nearly $30,000. So save yourself the nearly $5,000 price jump while enjoying the better engine and all-wheel drive. We recommend the S4 Motion trim with the driver assistance package. Look, I see the downsides to the traditional station wagon, especially compared to crossovers. You have to get lower to climb in and to load items into the back. Crossovers are typically a perfect ride height for people in gear. And wagons sit low, which might worry you with massive trucks on the road next to you. But that's all up here. The Volkswagen Golf SportWagen is a safe car, especially with the driver assistance features. And the benefit of being low to the ground means you have a truly rewarding driving experience. The difference being, you get it in a car with more cargo space and a lower base price than even some small SUVs. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to see more videos. Like my review on my other favorite alternative to crossovers, the 2020 Kia Soul. And if you think you could make the jump to a fun-to-drive wagon, let us know in the comments. And to read my full review on the 2019 Volkswagen Golf SportWagen, go to CarGurus.com.